Hey, 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 how is everybody doing? It is Thursday night. I'm your buddy, Mr. Steve Merlo, Merlo's Movie Massacre, Meet Mungus Merlo. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. I know I am. It's just getting started. Well, no, it's not. It's Thursday. What am I saying? Feels like it's just getting started. I don't know. Nona Chan is in the chat. Hey, Nona, how are you doing? If anybody else is in the chat, please say hi. Hope everybody's having a good week so far, and I'm having a good week, and that's awesome. What's up, bro? Anthony Visconti, thank you for tuning in. We're going to be chatting modern horror tonight. Yeah, and I'd love to hear some of your all of your opinions on certain flicks. Maybe even get some suggestions from you. I've kind of been starting to try to watch more modern horror. I'll admit I've been avoiding it to an extent, but yeah. But I'm starting to try to watch a little bit more modern horror films. In fact, the other day, just gonna turn me up a bit. I seem a little low in my mix. Anyway, I don't know how I sound to you guys, but just turning me up on the interface a bit. Hopefully that's better. I don't know. Got to make sure my levels are good. Yeah, I watched Strangers Pray at Night the other day for my other show, my new show, Merlo's Macabre Matinee. And it just got me thinking about modern horror. It'd be cool to have a little bit of a discussion about it. Yeah, and even give my personal top 5 favorites as well. I was thinking of making a top 10, but I thought about it. I'm like, I really don't have a top 10. I don't think I've seen enough. And can't really give a top 10 personally. Anyways, guys, I got some shout outs I got to do before we really get into this, to everything. So I always do my shout outs on this show. Got to give my shout outs to the wonderful, very talented Michelle Appollonia. I got 2 Michelles I give shout outs to. And she has this wonderful horror-themed doll company called Breathless Beauties. I absolutely love her work. I think it's fantastic. If you want to get one of these wonderful horror-themed dolls, there's the Crow. And here's Leatherface. And this is Brett Man from Good Real Hunting. They do have a cool YouTube channel as well, where they do similar stuff like this. And they talk, I only really talk about horror. I hope to expand to other movies eventually, do some other shows, but they do pretty much all types of movies on their show. I hope to do that once I really establish all this horror stuff. But anyways, that's Michelle Apollonia's work. Her links are in the description. Breathless Beauties. You can find her on Facebook and Instagram. And her dolls are fantastic. If you like horror-themed dolls, hey, Halloween isn't that far away. I mean, it's a little ways, but it's not that far away. So just think about it. It might be good. Yeah, it might be good. And I believe she does free shipping in the U.S. I'm in Canada, so I'm screwed. But if you're in the U.S., like I think a good number of my viewers are, then you'll want to check it out. You want to see if you can get yourself a doll. And she did actually send me a doll too. I won one of her dolls. I don't know where I put it now. I used to have it hanging up, and now I don't. I'll have to get that. I'll have to get that back. Then I also want to give my shout outs to Michelle Blasky, Michelle B, who I don't see in the chat yet as well. I haven't seen Michelle A actually very much lately. I'm kind of wondering how she's doing. She's must be busy doing stuff. So I haven't seen Michelle Apollonia too much lately, but we see a lot of Michelle Blasky these days. Michelle is doing great. She actually just got featured for her movie The Third Channel in Dread Central, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. But she does some cool horror-themed artwork as well. Not so much horror-themed, but more obscure artwork. Like this diagram of a cow is very interesting. She loves these cow. This cow with a shotgun is probably my favorite. I think it looks, I don't know, I just love it. And then she's got one here of Leatherface. So I always have to show a Leatherface because, I'm a Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy. I am. I love me some TCM. Yeah. So that's her artwork. And then, of course, she's making an independent fan film as well. All her links are in the description as well. You'll notice I have a ton of different links in the description. They're in the final week of their Indiegogo campaign, and that's the third channel. It's a Halloween 3 unofficial sequel set in modern times. And she, like I said, she just got featured in Dread Central, so that's a pretty cool thing for her to have. And there's still time to donate, still time to be a part of this wonderful film. I'm a part of this film, and I'm proud to be a part of this film. So go ahead, go check out the third channel, contribute, share, do everything you can to get this movie funded. So because they start filming in like 7 weeks, and we want to have them as funded as possible, so that filming can go as smoothly as possible. I know Michelle has a lot of good resources because she's basically lives pretty much in the town where they filmed the original Halloween 3. Oh, and there's our buddy who designed those posters you just saw. More Sense Designs. Designs graphics. That is Joe Lawrence, who also designed the Sawyer Massacre stuff as well, which I'll show here if I have any in here. I think I do. Is this the poster? There you go. There's the poster. Joe designed this poster. He's awesome. Thank you for tuning in, Joe. Hey, Steve, I'll cut the mic. Oh, man, I've been so bad with that lately. I've been terrible. With my techie skills as of late. It's like I have to remind myself to unmute my mic after my music intro. I have it muted so that I don't talk over the music or make any sort of noise over the music. But anyways, yeah, that's Joe. And you can find him on Instagram under Fangoria Faithful. He's an awesome guy. And if you need graphic art done, I mean, just look at this stuff. What's this one? That's the poster. What else we got? Where are all of Michelle's posters? All this stuff. This is all Joe's work. Isn't it awesome? Awesome stuff. The logos and the posters, basically. So I mean, he does it all. He's a great branding guy. And, anybody that needs work done, I'm always going to recommend Joe because he's awesome. Just saying. Okay. Thank you, Joe, for all the amazing work you've done for us. And there's, your logo's on. That was actually my design, this one. I was mocking the remake poster. I had one of the masks before we started filming. And I thought it'd be cool to just take some, some photographs of it. I've done that with all the masks now, all 4. We showed one recently on Instagram and social media, whatever. But now I've done all 4, so you can expect to see like little teases of all 4 masks, kind of like this one you see here. It's just a tease. You're not getting the full mask. You're getting just a smidgen of it, just to give you an idea of what Leatherface could look like in our film. So you got something, right? I know people want to see the trailers and say, I want to see Leatherface's face, I'm trying to hold off on that. I don't want to show it in the teasers. And I hope that's okay. Some people love that I'm doing that, and other people don't like it so much. Some people I want Leatherface. I want to see him in full. I get you. But, I can't please everybody. I'm not going to try. I'm just doing what I think I should be doing with the movie and what I want to do with the movie. And, if I was a fan, would I want Leatherface to be spoiled in the trailer? And the fact is I don't. So, maybe I'm thinking too selfishly, and not all fans are like me, but I think there's a good enough amount of fans like myself that don't like to be spoiled. So, anyways, wrong profile, down, but it's still me, sir. I know it's you, because I know you're More Sense Designs graphics. which, maybe you should be going under a little bit more. I don't know. Because it's what you do, right? The Fangoria, the horror stuff is great, and I'm not saying go away from that, but I mean, you should just combine the two. I don't know. Give yourself maybe I don't know. Brand yourself there, Joe. You've done an amazing job branding for me and Michelle. So I get that. All right, bro, got to get back to sleep. Hey, no worries, man. UPS in the morning. That's cool. I might be using UPS for some of my shipping. I don't know. I'm debating. Right, I'm doing the contacting them. I'm doing all that right now, figuring out rates, which are high right now because of the gas prices, and I don't know if I should wait for the gas prices to go down before I start shipping out the T-shirts, and I don't know. But I think it's like either UPS or Pure Later that has the best rates. I have to double check that again, and yeah. Then I can start shipping this stuff. I've been holding off. I've had the T-shirts and hoodies. I apologize to all those that have ordered a T-shirt and a hoodie. That's why I didn't put them on this campaign as well. Well, it was because the supplier told me they couldn't do it anymore. And so I was going to have to go through a different supplier that was going to charge me a lot more. So I decided not to do T-shirts. However, we've just added, one of our sponsors has added their T-shirts to the campaign. We sold 2 pretty quickly too, so get yours today. We only made 50 available. I'm sure we could add more if we had to, but we didn't really want to add too much. So, anyways, but yeah, that's Behind the Fiends, John Evans. I'm surprised he's not in here tonight. John, where are you? We've only got 3 people in the chat so far. I'm surprised this is like the least amount of people. I'm sure we must have more. Do we only have 3 people? And one of them Anthony just left. And it says three current viewers. Okay. There you go. That's all good. As long as there's at least somebody in the chat to talk to. Okay. That's the important thing. So Joe and Nona, I hope you guys stick around for a bit. And if anybody else joins the chat, say hi. And we're going to talk about modern horror a little bit here. So we're going to talk a little bit about certain films to start off. In fact, I kind of almost want to hear you guys name some films, and I'll give my opinion on them. Again, because I'm not a movie reviewer, so I only give my opinions, and I get into, and I can talk about them a little bit. Those of you who know me probably know that modern horror isn't my favorite. 2010s to now has not been my favorite time period in the horror movies. The first boy, I haven't seen either of them. So maybe that's a suggestion for my other show. I was wanting more suggestions for for Merlo's Macabre Matinee. I had 3 suggestions on Tuesday, so this Saturday we're going to be talking about the Terrifier, or just Terrifier, I think it's called. Terrifier, and that'll be an interesting chat as well. It was the first time I already watched it. I knew I wasn't going to have much time over the weekend to watch it, so I already watched it. Terrifier. I won't talk about it now because I'm going to save it all for that show. So I won't talk about that movie. But I've watched a few little bit more modern films. I think I think all of them. Maybe the Banshee chapter doesn't qualify as modern. Maybe that was a little bit older. Let me look that up. Let me look it up. I can't remember when that came out now. It may have been like 2008 though. Banshee. Of course, I added a T. Banshee chapter. When did that come out? Oh, it's 2013. So I'd qualify that as modern. Anything 2010s to now, basically, is what I'm calling modern horror. And I made a top 5 list. And it's funny that at least one of them you might say that's horror. and I still put it on because I think it's a fantastic movie. Even though it's, I don't know if you do qualify it as horror, but there's enough horror elements to me that that qualify it to be horror. So a few of these, some of you might even say a few of these top fives, you might say that's not really horror, and I hear you. And do any of these movies truly scare me? Not like really scare me, that's for sure. But at the end of the day, they're all good movies, and I think these five deserve to be a top five. There was some other ones I was thinking to talk about, but I'm leaving it at these for now. And we'll see what happens. We'll see. I don't know, but make your suggestions. And the boy, too, hated that one. Well, I haven't seen either of them, so I don't know what to say. Scary how bad they can get. Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately I get turned off by modern horror because it's just not, I don't know. I don't think they don't make horror films like they used to. Whatever. Call me cynical. There's a lot of gore, and there's a lot of jump scares now, and it's just a little bit too much for me. I have no problem with gore if it's done tastefully, but I don't see the need to use it like they use it sometimes, and it doesn't make a kill or a scene in general more disturbing to see lots of gore. Sometimes it's what's implied is scarier. Not seeing it is actually scarier than seeing it. Bird Box, there you go. Bird Box is one. Oh, we'll talk about Bird Box a little bit here. It's another movie I had some issues with. Mostly, I think my biggest issues, I'll say the first thing. I think Sandra Bullock is a super overrated actress. I do. She's always kind of annoyed me. I've never liked Sandra Bullock. That's a personal choice. And, so, I mean, I can't base the whole movie on that. I mean, you had John Malkovich in it in Bird Box as well. And I do really enjoy John Malkovich for the most part. He's had a couple of things he's done where I'm like, could have been better, but for the most part, John Malkovich is a pretty outstanding actor, and he was in that. But Bird Box, what else can I say about Bird Box, other than the fact that I'm not a big fan of Sandra Bullock? Personal choice. Hey, there's our buddy John from Doomsday Crypt. How you doing, man? Glad you tuned in. You name some modern horror films you want me to talk about as well, sir. Name them for me. If I've seen them, I'll talk about them. We're talking about Bird Box right now because I saw this movie, I want to say 2 years ago when it came out, not Netflix, whenever that was. It was a Netflix release, as I recall. And there's our buddy Mario of Degrees Centigrade. Hey, Mario, how you doing? Good afternoon, sir. It's evening here, nighttime here. I don't know where you are, so... maybe you're in Hawaii like John Evans, and it's more afternoon there. It's about 3:20 where he is. So, and he's the guy that did our T-shirt. I should have shared those on here. I didn't add the promo for that, but there you go. Terrifier stands out for. I just saw that movie today. I'm not going to talk about it because I'm saving it for my Saturday show. But interesting. Terrifier stands out to you. I won't say anything. I won't say anything at this point because I have to save it all for my Saturday show because that show is going to be strictly about Terrifier. Yeah. As far as Bird Box goes, other things that I wasn't a big fan of, the premise was not bad. I think you had a decent premise. I think the idea of the premise was basically that what humanity has done to the world is sort of symbolic. What has done to the world is so bad that if we truly look at how bad the atrocities we've committed on the world, we would kill ourselves. that to me it was the symbolic thing, which I don't mind. However, some of the unbelievable things that happened in the movie were something that brought it down for me. So I don't want to say I hated it, but again, not a fan of Sandra Bullock. And some of the unbelievable, like the driving the car using the GPS only, so so you couldn't look outside. Hey, thanks for tuning in. J333RY, is that, I don't know if that's meant to be like Jerry. And there's our spam again. Our spam is in the naked HDXYZ is in the house. I knew I could count on you to liven up my, I don't know where this comes from, but YouTube, do your job. I don't know. I don't know. Do I have to report this or something? It is Jerry. Okay. Jerry, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Bird Box was overrated. It was one of those movies that I did see a lot of people liking and a lot of people hating. It did seem like it did have a mixed audience when it came out. But I don't know. Maybe I need to rewatch it again. But I remember watching it not being like overly impressed. It did have a lot of elements that were similar to an M. Night Shyamalan movie. M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong, that guy, The Happening, that was the one. I didn't like The Happening very much either, so I don't know. I think there's the whole people killing themselves aspect of it that, yeah. I don't know if they're basically... The Happening had a weird ending as far as I remember. It had this very strange ending. Quiet Place 1 and 2, sure, we can talk about those. I will definitely talk about those after we're done talking about Bird Box. Yeah, that's about it for Bird Box. It was okay though. I didn't hate it. It just didn't. I didn't love it. A lot of movies I don't love, and at least the top two on my list, I can say I love them. Even the third one, I'm like, yeah, I really like it, although it's a hard watch. We'll get there. Okay, let's talk about some of these other suggestions. Oh, we're getting more things to talk about as well. Train to Busan as well. I can talk about that because I've seen it as well. Quiet Place 1 and 2. Quiet Place. The first one. Interesting premise. I think this is another movie that was brought down by what I would call bad character choices. Not as bad as The Strangers Prey at Night, where I'm just yelling at the screen. I was yelling at the screen for that guy that killed the shooter. Anyways, I was like that when watching Strangers Prey at Night. And there were some very bad choices in this one too, but maybe not quite to that point where I'm shouting at the screen. I didn't like the opening when they left. The kid gets killed. Their youngest kid gets killed, and it was I thought it was kind of weird that they left the kid that far behind them and all this stuff. I don't know. It just, if it was, I wouldn't do that to my kid. You're walking, there's dangerous creatures out there. Would you really leave your kid lagging about 100 feet behind you? I don't know. It's a bad decision. It doesn't make sense to me. As a father, it doesn't make sense to me. It's not bad. I mean, it was a good movie. I think that where its strengths were the fact that it had to be well acted, because there was very little dialogue throughout the film, which I respected that. I thought that's a very hard thing to pull off. Again, just character decisions. I really want my characters to make good decisions. And again, they got pregnant. What? You got pregnant? Are you retarded? In this situation, where you're screwed if you I don't know. I don't get it. I think that was a mistake. I don't know. It's a bad character decision. So, It's not, again, not a terrible movie, but again, these bad decisions bring it down. It would be like up there if it had better decisions made. And I think there was at least one other. I just can't fully remember it. It is. I have only seen it once, and again, that was a couple years ago. I think I actually saw Bird Box and A Quiet Place around the same time. I think, in fact, I think I watched them like within days of each other. So, and The Quiet Place too, it was okay. Just it didn't do much to really further the overall narrative to me. I don't know. It did. It was what it was at the end of the day, and I don't know. It was okay. Hey, there's our buddy Jordan from J. Carts Arts. Hey, man, I gotta say one of my most recent favorites, modern horror, is The Lighthouse from 2019. I am not a die-hard fan of Quiet Place. It was okay in my eyes. Agree with you absolutely. Hey, and again, nobody has to agree with me. If you love A Quiet Place, that's great. And if I don't hate it, that's for sure. I just don't love it. I want to love it. I think little things like that, like character decisions, do kind of bother me. And if they're like minor characters, if they're minor, you can kind of see past it. If it was like, oh, that was not the brightest thing to do, whatever, you can kind of see past it. But, like I said, Strangers Pray at Night had me shouting at the screen. And I don't ever like to get to that place where I'm shouting at the screen because of how stupid somebody is. What else Train to Busan was Carlos. Was it Carlos or Mario? I can't remember if Lazy Reviewers in the chat or not. I think it was Mario. Of course, we had all that spam. Has anyone seen the movie X with Jen? I haven't seen that yet. I've been meaning to try to get to it. Terrifier 2 should be out soon. Yeah, you guys are moving fast. You guys are moving too fast for me now. It started out slow, and now you guys are moving fast. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's okay to tune in a little bit late. I have no problem with that. But where was it? Was it Carlos or was it? I don't know now. I can't see it anymore. But it was Train to Busan. Oh no, it wasn't either. It was actually Joe. Train to Busan. The thing is, I'm just not a zombie movie guy. At the end of the day, I'm just not a zombie movie guy. And I probably and there's a good chance I missed a lot of important stuff because, well, who's to say for sure if it was important or not? But I'm not as good at reading subtitles as some people are. I'm getting better, actually. Actually, Parasite was really, really good. Yeah, I don't know if I'd qualify that as horror, though. If I did qualify it as horror, it would probably be on this list. It was a really good movie. Not sure if I can qualify that as horror. I don't know. Now I'm actually thinking about that. Because that was actually a good movie. Parasite. It should have won Best Picture, and it did. So I was... and I think they're both Korean, both the zombie flick and I think it's Korean. Yeah. I haven't seen The Lighthouse. No, I haven't seen that. But yeah, Train to Busan, it seemed fine stylistically. I'm not a zombie movie guy. I've never been a zombie movie guy. Even the classics, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, all that stuff. I don't mind them. I mean, they're good, but zombies just don't do anything for me. It's kind of like paranormal horror as well. Does nothing for me. I don't feel much for The Conjuring. That's another more modern horror film. I think I only saw the first Conjuring. In fact, I don't think I saw the second one or the third one. There's a third one now. And Insidious, I saw Insidious. I was like, that's enough of these ones for me. They do nothing for me. I know that people love them, and I'm not going to ever tell you guys not to like those movies. They're just not for me. Paranormal horror and zombie horror. No, they don't do anything for me. That's just the way it is. I would like to say, yeah, I love it, but, yeah, Parasite was so damn good. So happy for Bong Joon. Is that Bong Joon-ho? owning the Academy Award. He seemed like a pretty nice guy at the Academy Awards too. And it's funny, he was looking up to a lot of filmmakers I'm not big fans of. He was inspired by Scorsese, and I think Tarantino. I think and I'm not big fans of those guys, to be honest. I know a lot of people like Scorsese and Tarantino. But for me, they got like one or two movies I like, and that's about it. Oh yeah, and since we're talking Scorsese, Goodfellas. Ray Liotta died today. R.I.P. Ray Liotta. He was a great actor. Goodfellas is not really one of my favorites though either. It's it's okay. I don't love it. I like a lot of people do. But it's sad that Ray Liotta passed away today. I'm not sure what he died of, but he wasn't too old. I think he was only in his mid-60s, I think. Let me know, but I think my parents are older than he was. I think. My mom is turning 69 tomorrow. Happy birthday, Mom. She's going to be 69 tomorrow, and my dad is 72. That means I'm getting old, too. R.I.P. Ray. Yes, exactly. Exactly, brother. Exactly. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be on John's channel on Sunday, doing a Texas Chainsaw Massacre talk. We've got a few people. I believe Brett Wagner, the Lost Leatherface, is going to be on there with me. I've never chatted with that guy before, so that'll be kind of cool. Tune into Doomsday's Crypt for that. That'll be a lot of fun. And I can't remember who else you said is going to be on. You can say that in the chat there, John. Who else is going to be in the chat? I think you said Vinny's going to be on, and somebody else. I'm sorry, John. I'm all over the place these days. But that's Sunday, and I think 7 p.m. Pacific. I think. Remind me. I'm starting to book too many shows. Yeah, going to be a fun stream. There, Tatter. I would take John Carpenter over the. Yeah, I like John Carpenter. And I know he probably doesn't like being called the master of horror, but he probably is the horror master. But he has done other films too that wouldn't be classified as horror. I know that he wanted to do westerns originally. He really wanted to, but westerns weren't popular anymore, so he did horror, and he did great. Hey, he was a great director. I don't want to say, I don't like saying was, but it's just that he's not making movies anymore, and that's too bad. Kind of wish he was still making movies, but anyways, you guys think John Carpenter would come out of retirement for one more film? I don't know. How old is John Carpenter now? He's got to be getting pretty up there. The fact that guy smoked as much as he did back in the day, I don't know when he actually finally quit smoking, but he smoked till he was fairly old, I think. Yeah, anywho. Yeah. I don't know. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Vinny, Brian Wetzloff, yourself, and the last 4 of us. There you go. Oh, and Anthony Greco from Phantasm. Awesome. So we're going to be talking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It'll be fun. And Brett Wagner is actually going to be in this new Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan film. I think they just released their teaser the other day for The Grind. Go check that out. I don't know if they've started their Indiegogo or not yet. Usually when there's a teaser out, there's an Indiegogo. So I'm not sure if they just dropped the teaser before the Indiegogo or not, but maybe they have, maybe they haven't. I don't know. Either way, the Indiegogo is definitely coming. So support them. And we'll see more Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan films. That's what we want. That's what I want anyways. Hey, there's Christian Spencer. You're later than normal. That's okay. Hey, better late than never. How you doing, Christian? Just joining the chat. We're talking about some modern horror films. I hope I didn't miss any in the chat. Let me just double check to see. The Devil's in My Hands. I haven't seen that. Just wanna see if there's any other suggestions. Anything else? We talked about A Quiet Place. Bum, 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 bum. I don't know. I'm not seeing any other ones. The spam. I love the naked HDXYZ. Bro, just go website. Why do I get this? Do you other live streamers get this? I don't know if any. I mean, John does live streams. John, do you get those Doomsday's Crypt? Do you get that? You get those as well in your live streams? The spam. No trolls tonight though. We had a troll the last week when Bacon was on. Did have a troll. First troll I had in a while. They don't seem to be tuning in tonight, though. And that's fine. I'm good with that. No Respiries. I don't think I've seen that. Don't know what it's called in English. So okay, it might have a different English name. Is it a foreign film? Teenager entering war veteran house. He is blind. Interesting. I don't think I've seen that one. Celebrating your B-Day. So is today your actual B-Day, Christian? Is today your B-Day, your birthday? I had a nice birthday present to myself. Well, that's awesome. It's nice to give yourself a good present. I like to give myself good presents, too. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know what that one's called. But anyways, we'll move along here. Let's, maybe I'll just get to my top 5 because I don't see any other modern horror films that you guys want me to chat about. At least, and if I missed one, sorry guys. I did see a lot of ones I still haven't seen yet. So, yeah. Oh, somebody messaged me. It's you, John. Oh, we're just is this like an itinerary for Q&A? The entire Texas Chainsaw Massacre friend. Why are you sending this to me now, John? Well, I'm in the middle of the live stream. That's all good. I get thrown off easily. 23 magic number. Oh, your birthday. I thought you were naming a movie there for a second. I saw The Devil. I haven't seen that one. Joe. Have not, unfortunately. All right, we'll get into my personal top 5, and you guys can make more suggestions. Again, Parasite almost you could put in this too. I mean, I put one of these is probably just as much horror as Parasite is. So I don't know. It's but it's a movie I love so much that I had to put it on this list. So let's talk about these. We'll do one at a time. The first one I'm going to talk about, not typically my type of horror film, but I still dug it. Me and my wife, I think it was just myself and my wife watched it. And what I liked about this was the atmosphere, and that's the autopsy. I can't speak. Autopsy of Jane Doe. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't super scary, but it was creepy. I liked how creepy it was. Really good atmosphere. Yeah, I mean, it's actually one I don't see a lot of people talking about, surprisingly. And hey, there's John Evans. We were talking about you earlier. Nice tease, by the way. Nice tease. Go to John's store and buy yourself a t-shirt. He's got his own Sawyer Massacre design. So there you go. Yeah, oh yeah, the porn spam is back. It is. It's I don't know if again, I don't know if I'm the only one that gets it. John, both you and John of Doomsday Crypt and John of Fiendishly Fantasy Productions, they both do live streams fairly often. So I don't know how often, if you guys get this type of spam as well, or is it just me? I don't know. Is there a way I could get rid of this spam? It does supply some entertainment, though. A little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. Oh, you get it too. Okay. At least I'm not the only one. I'm okay with it. I'm just having fun here, guys, Anyways, I was talking about the autopsy of Jane Doe. I actually want to go back and rewatch this movie again because I can't remember too much about it, to be honest with you. But I just remember I really quite enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the acting and a lot of the atmosphere, and there's a lot of mystique as to what's going on here. There was a lot of that, and I don't know. I kind of dug that. I really like it when you can build up something with that kind of suspense of what's actually really what's really going on, and still a bit of ambiguity by the end. And I don't know. It was obviously some form of supernatural movie. And it's like, I don't want to say all supernatural films are not my cup of tea, but most of them are. Like I said, all this paranormal stuff is really not my cup of tea. So I mean, not all supernatural horror films. Some of them can be done pretty well. But I think when it comes down to it, most of them are just not my cup of tea because they're usually paranormal, or they're zombies, or I don't know, ghosts and goblins and all that. I don't know. That just don't do a lot for me. Are you counting shows as well? Or just modern? I'm just talking films. I mean, you can mention Happy Death Day 1 and 2. I've only seen the first one. It was okay. It wasn't scary to me, though. At least the character had an arc, but I didn't like how unlikable she was at the beginning of the film. She was just so unlikable. You almost don't want to see her, come out well. But she did. It was okay. Definitely didn't find it scary, but I haven't seen the second one yet. So glad you're talking about that. It was not scary. Just cried in the second one. I haven't seen the second one. Damn it. I like the Conjuring films. So I've only seen the first one. And I didn't care much for it, so I don't know what to say. It was okay. I'll say this: The Conjuring wasn't terrible for me. It's just a lot of jump scares, a lot of loud noises and stuff. It's just, I don't know, that kind of stuff. Just it doesn't work for me. It was well acted, but I don't know. The Conjuring movies just aren't for me. They really aren't. So again, I'm not saying it's a bad film by any means. I definitely wouldn't call The Conjuring a bad film. It's just not it's more not my cup of tea. Because I don't like a lot of jump scares. And I don't like a lot of loud noise. And I don't like ghosts and demons and stuff like that, They've never really done much for me. So that's why I just can't get behind them. What about It 1 and 2? I haven't seen the second one. I mean, I've seen the original TV series, or mini series, I guess you would say. It was originally a mini series, and personally, I think it plays out better that way. But I don't know. I can see why they did it the way they did. The first one really kind of dragged for me. And maybe I'm just so used to seeing Tim Curry as Pennywise that I just didn't like that new guy as Pennywise, whoever his name is. I'm sure he's a fine actor, I'm sure. I don't know. I just didn't really care much for it. I don't know. Again, clowns are another thing and not really my cup of tea. Might give you an idea of where Terrifier I'm going to talk about on Saturday. And again, I'm not going to say anything about it at this point, but I've seen it already, and knowing that clowns aren't a big thing that I really care much for, and I don't find them scary or whatever. But we'll save all that for Saturday. But since we're talking about it, I can say that. What are you guys saying? What are your thoughts on Winnie? I just heard about that today. I heard about it on the radio. What's it called? Like Winnie the Pooh, blood and honey or something, or honey and blood. That sounds very bizarre. I my daughter was in the car with me. I'm like, hey, Renata, would you like to watch a Winnie the Pooh movie? And I don't know if any of you guys saw the note that she wrote me. As I posted it on social media about probably close to a week ago now. About she doesn't really approve of my my work on the Sawyer Massacre. So, but I heard that today, and I thought that's hilarious. So I'm interested to see what that'll be like. I don't know. It'll either be really, really bad, or really, really bad that it becomes good. Be that it's so bad it's good kind of a thing, or it'll just be really, really bad. I don't know. Stitches is campy but fun. Haven't seen that either. But yeah, Christian, I laughed when I heard that on the radio today. I guess it's in production now, or is it? Or are they? I don't know. Maybe it's getting close to being released. So the first time hearing about it was today, though. So I don't know what to think at this time. I'll have to see some images and whatever to know for sure. But interesting. Maybe they've released some. Have they released any images from the new Winnie the Pooh slasher movie or whatever? Does anybody know if they've released anything? I'll check it out if they have. But anyways, I should move on to my number 4 pick. Number 4 is Get Out. Now this is another movie I didn't find scary at all. I don't know if I can really say any of these movies I find scary. None of today's movies for sure really, really scare me or anything. I bet this one could have scared me if it was done a little bit more, I don't know, different in some sort of ways. I don't know. Some of it was really good. Pics I seen. Can you send images on Instagram? What? Oh God. Is there pictures of this Joe? Did you say you seen images of pictures of the new Winnie the Pooh? I have to look this up. I'm sorry, guys. I have to. I just have to. If it's, I hope I'm probably gonna search and nothing comes up. I don't know, but we'll see. Winnie the Pooh horror film. It's one of the first. Oh goodness, what the hell? Is this real? Is that a real image from the movie? Is that real? I'm seeing Winnie the Pooh. It looks like he's driving a vehicle. I'm guessing it's in Britain because it's on the other side, or maybe it's reverse shot. I don't know. That's in Variety. Is that real? Is that really what he looks like? Oh goodness. Here we go. What's he wearing? I don't know. Okay. I don't know what to say now. I'm seeing what I'm seeing is real. Or those are real production images. Again, I'll say it again. It could be really bad that it's good, or it could just be really bad. It's hard to say. But I'm getting a laugh. Yeah, Christian, I can send you images on it. You probably just did, or that was probably you sending me stuff. Let me see here. The clown, that's you. Yeah, there you go. Okay, the same things I'm seeing. So there you go. How funny is that? I never thought in a million years I would see a Winnie the Pooh horror film. Like, to talk about it is one thing, but to actually make what? I don't know. I don't know now. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we were talking about Get Out. Now we're not going to be able to unsee those images. I don't. Oh man. Okay. Get Out was okay. I like Us. I didn't really like Us very much. I think I probably didn't get it though. I didn't. I think I missed something in it. Whereas I got Get Out. But I watched Us kind of on a whim, and I wasn't really ready for anything deep, and it felt like it meant to have something deep to go with it, but I just remember kind of being confused by it. So if I had been paying more attention, I probably would have liked it more. I don't know. I felt like I must have missed something for sure. And maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Whereas Get Out, Get Out had a great twist. That I'll say. That I think that's why I have it on this list. Because there is some good mystery building up. And what's really going on here? What is all this about? And then when it's revealed, it's like, whoa, okay, I get it. I like getting it. And that was it was great. To me, it was great. I do think there was some comedic moments in Get Out, though, that felt a little bit forced, a little unnecessary. But I get it, because Jordan Peele is a comedian. Key and Peele. Mad TV, they're, right? Those guys were on Mad TV for the longest time. I thought they were hilarious. They're hilarious guys. And now Jordan Peele, I don't know if he's going back to comedy at all. I don't know if Key and Peele are still a thing anymore. I hope so. I like those guys. But, yeah, I just thought there was a good twist. At the end of the day, I wasn't scared by it, but it's a pretty good twist. So that's why it's on this list. Yeah. And pretty good acting, actually. In fact, there was some really good acting in the movie. There was some actually pretty darn good acting in Get Out. So I have to give props to that. So that's why it's on my list. And it had that moment where I'm like, oh, I like having those moments. Give me more of those. It wasn't a lot of stupid character decisions. So, there's our spam again. Find girl even, what? Find girl even in the shithole. Okay. That's funny. The spam is funny. You guys have anything you want to say about Get Out? Let's see if anybody's saying anything about Get Out. Again, keep in mind, modern horror is really just not. There's not a lot. So I like these movies. I don't know. I can't say I love Get Out. I can't say I love The Autopsy of Jane Doe. The next one is where I kind of get closer to love, saying the word love. Oh, you never watched Get Out? Oh, you might like it. I don't know. It's not gory, that's for sure. Maybe that's, I don't know. Anyways, let's talk about the next movie on my. Oh, hey, that's sounds like a horror movie. Spammer stuff. Spammer stuff. Yeah. All Hallows Eve. I have not seen that, so maybe I should watch that at some point too. Okay, next one on my list is getting a little bit. It's in between. I want to say I love it. There's a reason why I can't say I love it, but I really like this movie. But it might be a movie I never watch again. We'll see. I might watch it again, but it's not. It's definitely never going to be a movie I watch a lot. And that is Mother from what's his name? Aronofsky. Great cast. Jennifer Lawrence and damn it, I'm blanking on his name now. But you also had Michelle Pfeiffer in there, Ed Harris, and what the hell's this guy's name now? He just played Ricky Ricardo, and having an old moment. Anyways, he's great. He's great. And you know what? I saw this. I remember seeing previews for Mother, and thinking it looks like it's a pretty scary, kind of a scary movie. Not knowing what it's about, but this looks kind of scary. And then when people saw it, they were like, "It's not a horror movie at all. It's not scary at all." So I thought, oh, okay, it's not a horror movie. What is it then? I finally saw Mother maybe a couple years after it was released, so not too long ago, with my wife. And at first I was kind of thinking, yeah, it's not really a horror, but it builds into a horror. And once that actually does build into horror, you start making the connection on what this movie's really about. And maybe I think there's still people out there who didn't really make that connection. I could be wrong. Because I mean, it got pretty blunt there, especially at the really graphic part. We'll just call it the really graphic part. I'm not on here to spoil movies. Try not to spoil movies if I can. But if you haven't seen Mother, there is a pretty intense graphic scene in the movie, which made that pretty much told me what this movie was. And I mean, I was picking up on it before that, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I totally get this now. This totally makes sense. I get it. The message is great. It is scary to me. It is pretty scary. It's reality. At the end of the day, it's reality, people. Whether you want to believe it or not, there's a lot of reality in that movie. The acting is great. I guess I could say it's shot very well. It's shot stylistically in a way that makes it very hard to watch. And I think that's one of the reasons why I don't know if I'll go back to ever watching it again. I probably will at some point, but it's definitely one of those movies that I don't necessarily feel like I need to rewatch it. The only thing I didn't get in Mother, and I'm wondering if any of you guys can tell me, what was that mixture she was? What was that to symbolize? I feel like that's supposed to be symbolic of something. It could be something very, very simple, but I feel like it's meant to be more symbolic than I realize. She has this mixture, and I can't, yeah. Just always trying to figure that out. But if any of you guys know, let me know. That movie had me confused, but I need to rewatch it. Did you not get it though? Did you not get what it was about by the time the graphic? We'll just call it the graphic scene. I do appreciate that the premise might go over some people's heads a little bit. It might. But I appreciate it. Not big on all the certain elements of it. I don't want to get into it too much, but there's some religious stuff I don't necessarily agree with. Some symbolic religious stuff I don't know. I'm not a very religious person, though. The movie had me... okay, I didn't understand what it was about, so I need to rewatch it. Okay, you might... I don't know. I thought it was pretty on the nose when it got to that point. Baby involved sort of thing. Hey, there's Santi. Hey, what's up there, Santi? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. We're talking modern horrors. I've been counting down my top 5. I really only have 5 that I want to talk about. And I really like these 3 that I've mentioned so far, which are The Autopsy of Jane Doe, Get Out, and Mother. I really like these. They're great movies. But I like some more than others. And I think now that we get to number 2, I can say we're into movies that I love more so than like. Just so you know. But controversial, this one would not be... I don't think you'd consider this a horror movie. Actually, let me look up and see if horror even comes up when I type this movie. I'm just curious. Am I in the doghouse even putting this movie on my list? I just feel like it has enough horror elements. Yeah, thriller, drama. Thriller. I feel like it's got enough horror elements, and I just like the movie so much that I had to put it on my list. I really did. I had to put it on my list. But, I could have also put Parasite on my list, but I don't like that movie as much as I like this movie. So that's the reason why I put this one on rather than that one. And that's number 2 is Nocturnal Animals. I think it's got enough horror elements. I do, especially that opening part of the book that she's reading. Very, very horrifying and very realistic, and the suspense in that whole scene, once I thought was really good. Was really good. It's that story within a story. I don't know. Again, not really a horror movie at the end of the day, but it's got enough horror elements, and the movie as a whole, I liked it so much that I had a hard time not putting it on here. So I had to do it. If you've seen Nocturnal Animals, you think I'm crazy putting it on a top 5 horror movies list. I might be crazy doing that. I don't know, but I just felt it had enough. It had enough, and I loved it so much. Again, maybe confusing to some people too. Kind of like Mother. You do have to be a bit of a deeper thinker to get it. But man, what an ending. What a fantastic ending to a movie. And I've talked about that in my, I think I did a top 10 favorite endings episode, and I talked about Nocturnal Animals ending and how it's definitely one of my favorite endings of all time. And yeah, it says everything without saying anything. I love that. Maybe you'll get some of that at the end of the Sawyer Massacre. I don't know. Maybe. Is he toying with us? I don't know. But yeah, I know it's not really a horror. Yeah, it came up as thriller. Thriller is good enough for me. Good enough for me, damn it. House of Wax is my second film. I haven't seen either, actually. I've never seen the original or remake, so I actually can't I don't know what to say. I think the remake, even though is not modern enough for this list. I don't think so, because I think that came out in the late 2000s, and I'm going 2010 to today, unless it came out in like 2010, but I don't think it did. Let me type that up. 2005, yeah. So that wouldn't. I'm leaving out that decade. I'm leaving out the 2000s. I'm just going with 2010s till today. Because if I did, then I'd have more options. But I think I did. I think I did an episode a while back where I talked about 2000s horror. I think I did. Or maybe I did one. Maybe I'm redoing my episode. I don't know. It's been a while. I have to recheck all my episodes to see what I've done. But I don't think I ever made a top 5 list or anything, though. So, anyways, talking about Nocturnal Animals again, let's talk about the acting in Nocturnal Animals. Fantastic acting. All around fantastic acting. I know that Amy Adams got a bit criticized for her performance in the movie. All I can say is understand the character. Understand who she is as a person. If you understand who she is as a person, her acting is actually really good. Really good. If you really actually understand it. It seems stiff and cold, yes, but that is her character in the movie. And it makes total sense. And it's another movie you don't fully understand until the end. But throughout the movie, you're like, okay, does this mean this? Or I think this means this. And the ending, just tells you it tells you again. It says everything without saying anything, and I think that's why it's so powerful to me. It's great, and Jake Gyllenhaal was great. Michael Shannon was fantastic. Probably should have won the Oscar that year. Probably should. I'm going to say probably should have, because actually I think who probably should have wasn't even nominated, and that's in my number one pick, because that was all the same year. I believe it was 2016 or 2017. One of those 2 years. I can't remember which. One of them. And I saw the next one in theaters, so we'll talk about that. But my number one and number two are very close. Very close. Both came out the same year. It was either 20... Do you guys have guesses on what my number one is? I think 2017. I should look that up. 2016, actually. Sorry, it is 2016. 2016. Aha. And that one, this must be the same then. Yeah, both 20. Okay. I think I probably saw Nocturnal Animals in 2017. I don't know now, guys. Sorry. It's a great film. Again, great acting. Michael Shannon was nominated for an Oscar, but lost to Mahershala Ali. I don't want to take anything away from him. He's a great actor. He did great in that Moonlight movie, but I don't think it was... I mean, he was hardly in that movie too. So, I mean, he was good, but was he Michael Shannon's good? I don't know what to say. 05, yeah, for House of Wax. I believe that's what Christian is saying. The original, though, I don't know. I don't know when the original came out. The original would be really old. 1960s, probably. Have to look that up. But yeah, the remake was 05. The remake of House of Wax was 05. Had Paris Hilton in it. That's probably why I didn't watch it, because I don't have anything positive to say about Paris Hilton. But maybe it's good. Maybe it's good. The Invisible Man, 2018, 2019 for me. Well, which is it, 2018 or 2019? Whatever. I actually haven't seen that. I actually haven't seen that either. I'm missing out. See, these are the movies you guys got to be suggesting to me on my other show. Hint, hint. For this Saturday, as I'm doing a show on Saturday to talk about Terrifier. So, you guys tune in. Anyways, let's just get to the number one pick here, guys. Anyways, any guesses though on what my number one, knowing that it came out in 2016? I did Terrifier. Oh. Okay. Anybody got any guesses on what my number one pick is, knowing that it came out in 2016 and somebody should have been nominated for an Oscar in this movie. Somebody should have. It was a fantastic performance. It was a scary ass performance. Should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actor. No guesses from anybody? Or maybe there's just huge latency. There is more latency using straight up OBS than there is using StreamYard. Which is one of the advantages of StreamYard, but I don't care. I don't care. I like my sound better on OBS. I only use StreamYard now for guests. But no guesses from you guys. Oh man, no guesses. No guesses. It came out in 2016. Life. Actually, Life wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad movie. I have a little bit of nitpicks with it, but no, that's not it. That's not it. It wasn't a bad film though. I think people hated on Life more than they should have. But I have some nitpicks with that one as well. Could have been better. I think they missed the mark on the ending. Like, they had a chance to really make that ending awesome. And I think they just missed it by a little. They would have just done something a little bit different. I would have probably loved the ending. Close. So close. So no, it's not Life. Any other guesses? I don't know. You guys are out of guesses, so may as well just get to it. That would be 10 Cloverfield Lane. John frickin' Goodman was a beast in this movie. And I know a lot of people don't like the ending. I don't have as big an issue with the ending as most people do. I wouldn't have any issue with the ending probably if there wasn't some unrealistic things that happened at the ending. But, they weren't so bad that they didn't like totally take me out of the film. That's for sure. So, I mean, what can I say about 10 Cloverfield Lane? First off, is it a sequel to the first Cloverfield movie? Is it just a, I don't know. It does. I definitely wouldn't call it a sequel, or I don't, what to really call. It's like an anthology of movies that could connect. The third Cloverfield movie, it had potential. And I think they kind of botched it a little bit. And unfortunately, we haven't seen another. But that's the idea of a Cloverfield movie, in my opinion. You do it like that. Keep all this mystery. They still had a lot of interesting things with the... And I'll be honest, I didn't really like the first Cloverfield that much. It was okay. But again, the mystery was the thing I really liked about it. Where did this beast come from? Where did this... is this Cthulhu? What is this? Where did it come from? And we were still left with all these questions. And what does Cloverfield really mean? You kind of don't know all this stuff. So when 10 Cloverfield Lane came out, it was about how is this going to tie into it? And the ending, of course, is what ties into it more than anything else. And I've heard of a few people say that 10 Cloverfield Lane was not originally supposed to be tied to Cloverfield, and they just did that ending to sell tickets more, which they may very well have. Nevertheless, I still think it works. I think it's a great movie. I think that kind of anthology vibe for Cloverfield really works. And I think you had the potential. Hopefully, the Cloverfield paradox didn't totally destroy that potential of creating. I didn't think the Cloverfield paradox was that bad. It wasn't as bad as people made it out. It kind of messed things up a little bit, but you're gonna let one not so great film in the franchise stop you from making what could potentially be a ton of really good movies that somehow connect, and by the end you've got the full connection of how this all connect. That would be, there's potential. That's all I can say. But at the end of the day, this movie had so much tension, so much atmosphere, and again, the acting from John Goodman, it was just unbelievable. So how he was not nominated for an Oscar for that movie, I don't know, man. I really don't know. It kind of bummed me out that he wasn't even nominated, because he was so good. To me, he was, and again, Michael Shannon was so good in Nocturnal Animals. So I thought, oh God, John Goodman wasn't nominated, but at least Michael Shannon's going to win. I thought to myself. But he didn't win, so I don't know. And again, nothing against the guy that won the Best Supporting Actor. He's a fine actor, and he did a good performance in that Moonlight movie. Which, I'll be honest, I just didn't like the movie very much. I thought it had some great acting, though. I did have some great acting, so I do give it that. But I just didn't feel like he was in it enough to, I don't know. That's my personal opinion. Just my personal opinion. So, what did you guys think of 10 Cloverfield Lane? Did you guys like it? I personally loved it. I do understand why some people are pissed off with the ending. I don't know. It was overall, though, it was a really good movie for me. Call it what you will. I really just enjoyed the movie as a whole. And, yeah, loved it. Loved it. I don't know. I don't think there's anything more I can really say. I mean, all the characters were strong. The story kept you guessing. I like that. But you at the same time, it had the Cloverfield name attached to it, so you pretty much figured there is something out there. That there is something bad out there. But yeah. So, anyways, guys, yeah. What did you guys think of 10 Cloverfield? Have you guys not seen it? Has anybody in the chat even seen it? I thought it was a great film. Who's all still in the chat? Maybe you guys have all left. If you've all left, that's all good. Then we'll call it a night. If I don't see anybody say anything about 10 Cloverfield Lane in the next minute, I'm just going to shut her down for the night. Christian, you still there? There he is. I like it. I like it. There you go. There you go. Were you disappointed in the ending with the way they? I don't know. I know a lot of people didn't like that, but I do. I did. I mean, I didn't. I think it could have been done a little bit better than it did, but I don't. And you know what? If I'm curious to know then if that wasn't the original ending of the movie, what was the original ending of the movie? It was cool beans, man. Love Johnny. Johnny Goodman, who's still going strong. He lost a lot of weight, eh? The Connors is apparently a good show. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't really seen it yet. I haven't had time. I guess it's done pretty well without Roseanne. Now that she's kind of been, what's the word? Blacklisted, I guess. She's kind of got blacklisted. She made some dumb comments. She's not the brightest lady in the world. She's funny, but she is a funny lady, but not too bright. Anyways, I like cliffhanger endings, but I would like to see the original ending. I'm interested. I'm interested too. I don't know. Do you guys think there'll be another Cloverfield movie? Do you think Cloverfield Paradox killed any chance of that? To me, it's 10 Cloverfield Lane is by far the best one in that series. But I think there's potential for some good movies. That's for sure. That's all I can say. There's potential for really good movies done in an anthology style way. And I think there's a chance that you could do something where certain characters from certain movies meet at some certain points. I don't know. I think there's a way you can do that so they really do truly all connect. Yeah. Just saying. Anyways, guys, that's my thoughts. Put in the comments or in the chat what you think. Will there be another Cloverfield movie? Kind of hope so. I do kind of hope so. And again, I didn't really hate. I didn't really hate Cloverfield Paradox. I had some issues with it though. Yeah, I did. I wanted to love it. And ultimately, I mean, but it wasn't that bad. I wasn't watching it thinking, "Whoa, this is so bad." Like I do some movies, like I did the other day with The Strangers Pray at Night. Oh man, wished I hadn't watched that one. It was the worst movie I had seen in a while. That's for sure. We'll say that. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. Worst one I had seen in a while, though. Definitely a while. But I try to avoid bad movies like The Plague, man. I really do. So, anyways, guys, thank you all for tuning in. You guys are awesome. Hope to see you guys on Saturday when we talk about Terrifier. If you've seen Terrifier, it might be a good stream to tune into. And you'll get to hear my thoughts on Terrifier. I have some interesting thoughts. I'll just say that. I have some interesting thoughts. Did I like it as much as the Poughkeepsie tapes? Did I hate it as much as Strangers Pray at Night? Well, then you'll have to tune in on Saturday to find that out. And one final bit of chatting from our spam naked HDXYZ. Here girls want everyone, even you. Have a good night, everybody.